Hey everyone, thank you for joining us here on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel for Extra Life. And we're here with another installment of Get to Know a Thread Raider. And I am here with one of the newer Thread Raiders, someone I personally haven't really gotten a chance to talk to a lot, so this is fantastic. I, as you folks know, I love to talk. So, uh, our good buddy here, Xynar, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great. Uh, so one of the very first question I like to ask everyone here is, in your own words, what is a thread raider?
Oh, well, we don't really fit our monkey ear completely. We do kind of raid in different as in raid, we jump into different conversations and we bring them back to life in some cases.
Oh yeah.
But I found that thread raiders tend to be a very empathic group of individuals of the gaming community that reach out and help others in the gaming community and such all the time. So, which at first I thought it was just a group of people that jumped in and on Twitter and made jokes and things like that, and I was totally taken aback in the depth of the group.
It is one of those things that does kind of catch you off guard sometimes because yeah, the silliness that ensues on Twitter can get a little crazy, and you think, well, that must just they must be just a bunch of silly folks who can't stop talking about pizza and tacos and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, like you said, it is a fantastic group of people, really positive and always helpful. You know,
Very
um,
much so.
yeah, I'm blessed to be a part of this, and uh, I just love each and every one of you folks. So, um, so my first, well, no, that was my first question. My next question, haha, my next question is, what is your day job? What does the daytime Xynar look like?
Oh, I'm the one of the most hated individuals in the world. I work in IT.
Oh, okay. Well, that is, I mean, and not hated in the Thread Raiders. We've got quite
No,
a few. So,
there's a big stigma and stereotype that goes with my line of work.
yeah, they in the UK they built a whole show on it, and it's fantastic. Um, I wish they would have made more of those.
Very much so. But really, it's I've been doing it for quite some time. It's been my career for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, it wasn't a career choice. It was a career fell into my lap.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those. I was out of work and I needed something to do. I was good with computers, and here I am, almost 2 decades later, still doing it.
Abracadabra. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so we all come from the TTRPG Twitter community. We're big gamers and everything like that. I was curious, what was your introduction to TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games?
Uh, it's kind of a mix. I started on tabletop gaming with my parents, my grandparents, and my parents. They were very big fans of just board games, different card games, not the traditional stuff that you would normally see. Some of the more oddball ones, of course, you could still buy at the store. And then I started actually with a play by mail role playing.
Oh wow,
Is
that
how I started.
that goes way back.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of old, but
Hey, we're old, folks. It's all good.
but that's where it started, and then it grew into some miniature gaming that
Okay.
I had gotten into. It was an old the old Star Trek combat tactical combat simulator game, I believe is what it was called.
Oh, okay.
It
Wow,
had
yeah.
little ships that you moved around on the board, and then it turned into actual role playing and started with Star Wars D6.
Oh, nice. Wow, okay. I I think that might only be the second person I've asked that question of, and it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. So that I always love to hear that stuff. So with obviously we talk about gaming a lot because we are all gamers and we love all sorts of different types of games. But outside of gaming, what are those hobbies and interests that you have?
Oh, well, sadly, right now I don't have as many because I am currently a single parent and I
Okay,
don't have a whole lot of time for hobbies.
understand. Yeah.
So it's my focus has been mostly on my kids, but really I don't have a whole lot outside of gaming.
Okay.
But because I cover a huge breadth of it, I go from video gaming, board gaming, card gaming, role playing. The only thing I don't do is LARPing. Sorry, it's just not my thing. But everything else falls into my realm, and it really is. If you think about it, it's kind of a full thing to do some play some board games and then go play some video games and then jump into maybe an RPG, and your weekend's already shot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, because there are some folks who are maybe they like one or two types of the whole breadth of gaming. I know that personally, I always joke I'm an analog gamer.
Yep.
I love board games and card games and role playing games, but try to stick me in front of a video game and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, yeah. Um,
I
but
started young with an Atari.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's I remember those. I remember those. Yeah. I did not have one. No, no. But that might be telling something right there. So we're gonna jump into our first rapid fire, and this is an either or. So I'm gonna name two things. You name one, you can say none, but you can't say both. Okay?
Oh,
So that's the trick there. And in true Thread Raider fashion, pizza or tacos?
pizza.
Video games or board games? I know.
That one's hard. Board games.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Game of Thrones or Stranger Things?
Hmm. Probably Stranger Things. Even though, to be honest, I have not seen all of it yet, so
Okay.
I'm behind.
Well, it's fantastic. Uh, Marvel or DC?
Oh, I've actually read more Marvel, so I'd have to say Marvel.
Okay. Rock or hip hop?
Rock.
Spicy or mild?
Mild.
Texting or talking?
Talking.
Invisibility or super strength?
Uh, Invisibility would get me in trouble, so I'd have to say super strength.
I like that answer. Uh, cake or pie?
Oh, I want to say cake, but I'm gonna have to say pie because that includes pizza pie.
Ah, definitely. Thread Raider is strong in this one. And finally, cats or dogs?
Neither.
Okay, that is fair. Um, so we talked about gaming and hobbies and whatnot. Though in the Thread Raiders, obviously, we talk about food a lot. We, I don't know why we do. You'd think we owned, I don't know, stock in like every restaurant or something, but we don't. We're talking to you. Endorse this, please. Um, but with that in mind, if you had to choose a last meal, what would that be?
Ooh, a last meal. Uh, like I'm on death row last meal,
Yeah,
or
basically, like this is the last thing you're gonna eat before you leave the earth, and so you want it to be like the ultimate, your favorite, like just the thing that you would want before moving on to the afterlife.
So if it's something, even if it's really unobtainable, because it kind of
Okay.
uh, is I used to love my grandmother's macaroni and cheese, which she used to make, and she's since passed, and I've not had it for a very long time. But if I got the chance to have one meal before I died, I'd want that one.
All right. That is a fantastic answer. Yeah, I love that. Um, oh, that's really sentimental and beautiful. Sorry, folks. I'm a little touched. Um, so speaking of food, if
Food.
there was a food that you could literally ban from existence because it is so terrible, what would that food be?
Oh, I got a list. No. uh, well, I have to say liver and onions because that it was something that was kind of forced upon me as a child. Not very happy about that.
Yeah, what is it about our generation where that was always a thing? Like,
Organ meat plus random vegetable.
ugh, yeah, and it was never good. It was so
No.
gross. Yeah, yeah, that was terrible. Oh God, oh, I'm like kind of remembering it now, and
Yeah, just saying it, I can smell it, and it just, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So you folks
trauma.
that are in your, 20s and stuff like that, you probably have never seen it or heard of it. Yeah, just don't, don't even look it up. It's just, yeah, it's
No.
awful. So we're gonna go to another rapid fire, and this one is word association. So I'm gonna say a word, and I'd like you to say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
And this is Thread Raiders, so the first word is tacos.
Hard shell.
Twitter.
Ooh. Time consuming.
D&D.
Common.
Puns.
Great.
Kilts.
Chili.
Pizza.
Tasty.
Dogs.
Um, the pet.
Cats.
Angry.
I like that. Pineapple.
No.
Hey, well, now we know where he lies, folks.
But
Uh,
not on pizza necessarily. It was a dessert of choice as a child.
ooh,
Pineapple was a big, yeah, pineapple was a big dessert thing. So
yeah,
I'm
it
kind of
really
pineappled out.
was. Yeah, God. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're like
Sorry.
bringing back all these childhood traumas,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, yeah.
I need therapy after this. No.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, here, have some cottage cheese and pineapple. It's like, oh God, come on, people. Uh,
Yeah, see, I had some good pineapple and then it became overkill and it's like, yeah, I'm done with it.
right, right. I get that. Mayo.
No, thank you.
Morning.
Too early. Early.
Nighttime.
Playtime.
Thread Raiders.
Fun.
I agree. I agree. So we talked about gaming. We talked about, the fact that pretty much all your hobbies are gaming. But what does a typical day off look like?
If I have a regular, which I don't get many really time off right now. Again, not that I'm trying to push it a whole lot, but as a single parent, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So if it's I don't have my kids all the time, and when I don't, it's I gotta cook, clean, all that other stuff like anybody else really does. But my typical day is I start like on a weekend when I have weekends off. I start early morning with a stream, and I just make it through that part of the day. I roll in basically some chores, cleaning, and things I have to do in the afternoon. And then I try to go out and hang out with some friends by either, again, doing a game, whether it's tabletop, RPG. Sometimes we just hang out, have food, and probably squeeze in a game, game of
Right.
some kind. That's usually how it works. Or it used to be squeezing an anime, so it varies. Sometimes it's anime in one room and a game in another, so it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Okay. That's It sounds like a fantastic day. I love it. Though, you know, all said, I'm not a big anime person, but you know, I understand, the appreciation of it. So we're gonna jump over to our final rapid fire here, and this one is name that thread raider.
Uh
Yeah.
oh.
So
For the record, I'm terrible with names.
well, you can well, we'll just go for it and see how we do here. Um, so I'm gonna say something, and you just name the person, the thread raider, obviously, that fits the bill most in your mind.
Okay.
And we start with biggest flirt.
Oh, CA.
Most sensible.
Sensible? um, oh, that's a hard one, actually.
A little bit.
Yeah, we all seem to be, well, everyone's sensible. It's just, that's not a word I would associate immediately. Wow. I honestly don't know.
And
Probably mage.
okay, that's a good one. Most talkative.
Dak.
Biggest jokester.
Oh, TK.
Best smile.
I don't see a lot of their faces.
That's true. You probably don't. Yeah.
So I would have to say CA only because I did meet her in person.
You did. Um, softest heart.
Oh, that's everybody.
That's a good answer. Very good answer. Biggest eater.
We're all big eaters. Ooh, but biggest, I don't know. I've only never really had a meal with anybody.
Okay. That
So,
is, I mean, that's totally fair. I think we all talk about food probably way too much.
Gamers do like food.
Yeah, we like to eat. And finally, quickest wit.
Quickest wit. Ooh. Oh, I'm trying to remember who posts most quickly.
Right, right.
Rick's been pretty quick recently.
Yes.
I've seen some of his stuff just jumping like that, so I'll have to give him credit for that.
Awesome. And I mean, that's it. We just got to know a thread raider. Xynar, why don't you tell the folks at home where they can find you on the internet, and if you have any last words.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Xynar01, which is XYNAR 01. And I do some periodic streaming, but I do that under a different monkeyer, which is Game Master Player. That would be X_GM Player_X on Twitch.
Okay.
And that's where you can right now find me on the internet. And some final words that I can definitely say is that even though I'm a little bit skeptical and probably old and jaded, being considered a thread raider, which was kind of out of the blue, was one of the highlights of my adult life at this point, because I actually at one point was getting ready to get out of gaming. And this group of people have actually kind of swept me back in and showed me that it's not, I had some bad experiences, and it shows me that not everyone's bad out there. And there's a wonderful group of people that's nurturing, helpful, and, human.
We are human. I don't tell anybody else, folks. All right. We're really trying to pass ourselves off as robots because it's fun.
Robots don't eat.
Oh yes, that's our weakness. And folks, thank you so much for tuning in here and sticking with us here on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel. We have more extra life fun ahead. Please stick around, and if you can, please donate. We are trying to raise as much money as we can for our local children's hospitals all across the country. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time. Get to know a Thread Raider.